black that, black when, black how. I was black then and I'm black now. Black.
This is such a, you know, when you dream and you start to see the dream come true. This is how I feel today. As they just said that Ebukhosini have been doing this. And Harry Diratirone Saidi Ferraneri Corona de Mahosi, the Baitili Barona, Bilingual Chance of Baitiro. Margaret Rizokore, there are so many things that has happened. We're not going to wait for that time to happen. We're supposed to start and we will meet each other on the way.
That's right.
Today to have this event, it's like I can't shock our traditional leaders and our traditional healers, this is their role that we're taking away from them. To lead the community and society on showing us, all of us, the way. Re leboga badimo ba rona ba lesedi badimo ba ba thusang bao ba tsamaileng sentle bao ba tshidileng ba tsamaya mo tseleng e ya re ha ba itshega ha ba le mo lefatsheng le ba tsamaya ka nnete ba leng bone mabelo a ba leboga modimo ga o je nkabo ba leng batswana ba tla itse gore ke ra modimo ga a je nkabo ke fela a go kgathalesego gore go tsaya sebaka se se kae ga se beilweng ke le godimo la go sa tsaya lebaka ka nako e maleba sa diragala. Ke tlo go fa an orientation about Kwanza, and se ke batlanyela go se bua go gore Kwanza, it's a Kiswahili word meaning first fruit. Ka Setswana ke dikgafela. One of those ceremonies that our people, before they lost, or not they didn't lose, before they were taken away from what used to give them life, they were doing. They were having this harvest festival as a way of bringing the community healing and remembrance of who they are and what they are. So when we're doing Kwanzaa, it's not a Black Christmas, like I said.
That's right.
It is what has always been there. Those ceremonies, we were praying, like having those ceremonies. Knowing that we are mimicking the cosmos, knowing that right now, if we understand, this is summer solstice. This is the time to harvest what we have planted. In winter solstice, planted not only the seed of our produce, the seed in our consciousness. Yes. And that is why it's important that we always, we always think that we are conscious. And consciousness means awareness of the self all the time with everything, your thoughts, your emotion, your speech. That's what consciousness means. But if we are not going to even stop and think how we are thinking with every situation where we find ourselves and others, we cannot claim to be conscious. Because consciousness is a serious commitment of awakening the spirit of our divinity inside of us to be that God that we are. So when we are not doing that, we are playing games. And right now, being here, we are not here to play. This is the space that has always been the sacred space. And I just want to say, if we are going to sit and say that we are calling on the spirit of our ancestors to come and guide us, we have to be prepared to also change a lot of things about us. If we are not going to change ourselves and think that we are going to get the support and the protection of our ancestors just because we say that we were colonized, we are taking chances. We need to also be prepared that we are going to change our ways in so many ways. Or else the same power that we have, we are not going to have the opportunity to experience it for what it is. It's the seed of Kwanzaa. That we're going to harvest the produce, that what kind of seed we have put in our consciousness in everything that we are doing. So we should also just remember that even as much as it's the produce, but it talks more to the produce, because our people live with nature. We mimic nature and the universe with everything that we are doing. As Ebukhosini, we have been doing Kwanzaa for 23 years now. You know, when I was sitting here and seeing them running around, coming with the pots, I'm laughing, I'm like, of course, this is how we do it. You have to put your hands into each and everything and feel it so that that spirit can get awakened inside of you. Then you can do it. This one is not the one that you just feel like, I can just do it. You have to commit yourself and be serious about it. Because you know, there's a friend of one of the children of Ebukhosini always just say, it's gonna be hard, Jaman. It's hard, but it needs to be done by everyone. To do this, it's hard in so many ways because you have to tap into your spirit. You have to tap into your pocket, you have to tap into your time, you have to tap into your resources, everything, you stretch yourself. And if you haven't stretched yourself, like Baba was saying, that the volunteers that are helping with it, they log on 3,000 hours to do this. And it's a commitment of remembering that we can do things for ourselves. Because that has died in us. We can do things for ourselves. And again, we are going to give thanks for Rekoka. Rekoka is one of the elders that when they were in exile, they reconnected with the remembrance of the importance of the first fruit harvest. When they were there, started to meet our own people that were taken out of the continent. And when he comes back, he's one of the people that continue the process, the festivities of Kwanzaa. As Ebukhosini, we continue with it within Tatekoka, even after Tatekoka Senazama. So it's the commitment that right now, that is why I said that you have no idea how happy I am. When I say that even Langa it doesn't matter. When you see now when Kenneth Forum is doing this, I was like, of course. Someone was supposed to start stepping in so that others can sit down. Because we cannot be standing forever. It's not even okay. It's not even fair for one people to stand for such a long time carrying everything when we are so many. Kenneth Forum, I know it's not easy. What part I allegiance? But this is how it is. There's no any other way. There's no easier way. And you are going to be criticized. You are going to be told, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Stand tall, don't fall. Don't give up just because it's difficult. Life is like that. And the more you even excel, the more the critics are even more. So, but don't give up. another thing that I just want to emphasize that the recognitions for us as Ebukhosini, recognition the Harvest Festival was to also bring it back to South Africa. That is why the Harvest Festival kaSizulu ke umkhosi wokweshwama dikhafela kaSetswana incwala in Swaziland when they do that. It's the Harvest Festival. Ikore in Nigeria, Ngonu ko Cameroon. So they have always been there. So like that said that Rona, we are just doing awareness that they have always been there. We are not starting anything that is new. So they have always been there, but we have forgotten them. All that we are doing that. Let's remember them and use them to be relevant to us right now. That's the thing. Our culture, it's self-correcting. Any culture that is not self-correcting, there's a problem with it. It has to self-correct itself to be relevant to where it finds itself. Right now we are using Kwanza to say what all the 7 principles can remind us how we have to be right now. And that is why it's a beautiful thing, because it's not a religious thing, it's a cultural festivity. And I don't want to go into the party.
Black this, black that, black when, black how. I was black then and I'm black now. Black fist, black power, black pain look like black brain.